Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Hope everyone had a good weekend. A few bits of positive news out there, so figured we'd kick off Monday with a quick video looking at the new all-time highs for Cardano DEXs in terms of trading volume yesterday. The US debt ceiling deal is in place. TVL growing with Cardano, as well as it looks like we may get another rate hike this month. The odds have shifted in favor of that, but we look at that as usual. The links will be down below. If you get value, please do share it out. If you think others can benefit, subscribe if you're new, give the video a like. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. Okay, kicking it off, taking a look at MinSwap and the announcement they have here about yesterday was another record-breaking day for both MinSwap DEX and Cardano. And right now, MinSwap are accounting for about 90% of the volume among Cardano DEXs, so they really are performing very well. If you look at the all-time high, yesterday was just under 55 million ADA worth of trading volume, which is just over $21 million. This is way above where we have seen the DEX before or any trading on Cardano. If you look here on the MinSwap DEX, you can see this is the volume chart and this is a daily chart. So back here, it was under a million ADA. This was back in September last year. Even this year, we still had lows down to 3 million ADA. And then back here, we set 23 million ADA was a high, and at the time that was a really big high. I think there was a 32 in there somewhere, and then yesterday just blew that out of the water with 55 million ADA worth of trading volume. Now where this is coming from, the main ones that it's coming from, I have this ordered by the volume over the last 7 days, and as you can see, SNEK is still way out in front with the trading volume and what's going on there. The community just seems to be growing and snowballing all the time. And the new entrant that we see is BANK, which is another meme coin that launched early Sunday morning. It launched, and you can see already, we're probably about 33 hours since launch at the time of recording this. It's up over 41 million ADA worth of volume. So they were the big two yesterday. If you look at the 24-hour volume, then between them on their own here, they're in around around 40 million ADA worth of volume in these two alone, then followed up by ADA, and after that, that's actually ordered by the 24-hour. We'll go into Tap Tools and take a look at that too. So if we look at the trending coins, we see both BANK and SNEK here, and this is ordered by 24-hour volume, and this one takes into account all of the DEXs. You can see ADA is up next with 2.2 million ADA. Now, a few months ago, that would have been seen as a really high volume on Cardano at the time, but right now, the top two are just way out in front. You also have Indie, AGIX and JED coming up behind as well, all starting to gain some fairly decent volume. And as you see, if we look at the 7-day for returns, you can see the top two are the meme coins. Then you have Indie, Indigo, over 8 ADA now, been doing extremely well over the last 30 days. You see Cherry is back above its ICO or its pre-sale price now of it was 0.33 up to 0.367 now. NewNet, CNETA and ADA, AGIX all starting to see some green across the market. If we look at BANK, which is the new meme coin on Cardano right now, holders up to nearly 6,000 in the first 34 hours since launch. Total TXs, this one really came firing out of the blocks, and it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. If you look at it, has survived its first fairly big sell-off here and starting to bounce up, looking to set new highs. Going to keep an eye on it, not telling anyone to get involved with any of these coins. They all carry risk, but if you're going to get into anything, Tap Tools is definitely a great place to start out by doing your research, going through the volume profiler, check out who the big owners are, what they're doing, are they still holding, are they selling, have they took profits yet? And then SNEK is just an absolute beast that continues to have its sell-offs and then go on to set new all-time highs. You see even here, it had a sell-off over the weekend or early in the weekend, fairly decent sell-off, but once again has pushed on to set new all-time highs. And I'm seeing more and more people from outside of the Cardano ecosystem starting to look into it and starting to see how can they actually get involved. So look, whatever people's thoughts are on meme coins, what they are doing is bringing lots of attention to Cardano, bringing new people into the ecosystem. So even if you're not into these coins, it is good to see new people coming in, see these types of volumes starting to come in. If you look up here, 24-hour DEX volume right now is sitting at just under 53 million ADA. I think this had a high this morning of 60 million when I looked at it first, but overall it's looking good for Cardano. In terms of TVL, you can see right now we are up to number 16 with a 15% growth over the last week, which is good to see. And in terms of the 1 month change, one of the few chains that has a green that is up at all in the last month. Even if you look in the top, so 12, in the top 36, Cardano is the top gainer for the last month, which is good. And look, as more and more protocols roll out, then we're going to see them types of numbers going higher and higher. One that has rolled out that's starting to get some attention is Vi Finance, and for anyone getting involved there, the farming has started today. You can see the next reward cycle is in just under 10 hours from recording, so farming is active now. And when you look at the TVL, do I have that one up? So I don't have that one up, but we'll bring it up here. If I go into Cardano and see where it looks. So you can see back up, and that would be partly to do with the overall market having a bit of green over the weekend, which we'll look at in a second. You can see over the last 7 days that MinSwap up 12, Indigo up 10, and Wi-Fi is sitting in here at 7 now. Can't really judge it because it has only went live, but it's going to be good to see how it all settles out over the next few weeks. You can't judge anything on a few days or even a week, but let's see how things settle out there. So if we go on then to look at the overall market, you can see Bitcoin back up at, it was up around $28,000 and back in the green over 7 days after having a fairly decent dip last week. If we look at it with the US debt ceiling deal coming into play, where it's put a bit of confidence in the market. You can see from last Thursday started to get a bit green and pushing up towards that $29,000 level. We'll keep an eye on that. And this big green candle here, when I was looking at Bitcoin liquidations, you can see there was a bit of a short squeeze here where this was late last night, where there was a decent few shorts were liquidated and they had to buy into the market, which helped give the price a nice spike up. Looking at the US debt ceiling, one thing that's really interesting that they've done this time is normally they go in and they raise the debt ceiling amount. So they raise how much they're able to mint or how much they're able to create. But this time they haven't raised the limit to a certain level, but suspended it entirely until 2023. So that means they haven't set any number that they can't go above. So technically there is no debt ceiling, no overall debt ceiling right now. It can keep climbing. And if you look at the actual timing of that, it is interesting. If it's approved, it would allow the federal government to borrow money until well after the next presidential election due in November 2024. Will we see money printers going on again next year when they don't have a cap on what they can do in order to give a good feeling running up to the general election, or what way it will go? It's going to be interesting. One thing I did see though was that, and this is a site I show every so often, looking at the probability of a rate hike in the next meeting, you can see we were set on here, which is 500 to 525. This is where a lot of it was betting. Before this was to have no rate hike. It will be the first time in a while that we didn't, but now the odds are starting to go in favor of maybe one more 25 basis point raise. We'll keep an eye on that. If we look, there's still 16 days until the next FOMC meeting, so this could change fairly often. We'll keep an eye on it. Hope everyone has a great week. Lots more videos coming throughout the week. Subscribe if you're new. I do appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.